Ex-Department's Vehicle Crime Unit is chasing an unusual stolen vehicle across Manchester. They've been asked to help because they're specialists in pursuing stolen vehicles. The team from Ex-Department are dedicated to fighting crime involving vehicles. As expert drivers, they're always on call to back up other police divisions. Tonight, Steve Lewis and Phil Seeley are moving outside their home patch in Stretford for a special assignment.
We're making our way now to Bolton Central Police Station, which is on the K Division of the Greater Manchester Police area. We're going there at the request of the plainclothes unit, the Operational Support Unit, who apparently have highlighted a problem that they've got with burglaries where stolen cars are being used as getaway cars. We're there because of the pursuit capability that we add to the operation that the K Division personnel are running.
Left onto Mr. Lane.
Steve and Phil's driving skills have been finely tuned over the years.
First right into Sesquian Street. Left into a back street. Going to emerge back onto Park.
The specialist training in pursuits is unique to the unit.
If you're a uniformed bobby in a police car that's not a high-performance car with no pursuit training, then you've got your work cut out.
Lead us a merry dance, we're going to Sesquian Street again. Approaching Riston Lane, which we're doing a left onto. Left onto Riston Lane. First right into Beechwood Street.
Ex-Department has to cover an area of over 400 square miles.
Approach your speed.
Vehicle abandoned! Vehicle abandoned!
A detailed knowledge of the local geography is essential.
We're coming up here now into Bolton. I've never worked Bolton. I know where the football ground is down there, that's about it. So we will have a problem tonight trying to find where we're going, but Phil's quite a whiz in the A to Z. Don't you, mate?
No.
The Operational Support Unit, or OSU, in Bolton have set up Operation Cayman in response to an increase in car theft.
Welcome to Operation Cayman, and welcome the Stretford officers to the OSU office at Bolton. To put it in a little bit of perspective, since the 1st of March this year we've had 3,000 motor vehicles stolen on this subdivision alone. Works out at 500 a month. Pursuit situations. The OSU, the officers that are in vehicles, as soon as a pursuit situation starts, you pull off. We leave that to the task officers. They've got to come on to the main drag, or the only way is down that way. The only way they can go then is onto the golf course, which hopefully we've got with a bit of luck.
We'll be between them and the
all right.
Yeah, you're on sector 4. You got Manchester Road, so you're going back towards Spartanwood?
No,
towards St Peter's Way, the motorway.
The football ground.
Yeah, right. Football grounds on Manchester Road. You go up there.
I guess what?
No, we're Plod Lane. I've heard of it, I don't know where it is.
Okay, so you go there, we'll go there.
Right. Sure, mate, I'm driving.
2 hours into the operation, they're still waiting to be called into action. But Phil's been busy.
I know where we are, mate. We've got it sussed. Plod Lane towards Overholton, 100 mile an hour. So right, St Helens Road towards the Willows. If we do end up pursuing something, and it's down to the person in the passenger seat, which will be me tonight, to do a commentary. Now that's difficult to do if you don't know where you're going.
Wrong direction. That one is wrong direction. Play behind.
In this pursuit, the radio commentary helped other police units to converge on the area.
He's now onto the correct side of the road and inbound the city on Kingsway. He's now going back over the central reservation. and is now southbound Kingsway out of the city. Yes, he's leaving us. We're doing 70 miles per hour.
As the backup patrols closed in, the pursuit was brought to a safe end, although the driver got away. It's now midnight, and Steve and Phil have been waiting for 6 hours to be called into action.
Oh, that's us. Is that it? It's on there, mate. Go on, boss.
Our location is past the 999 station. She's on your right, mini roundabout.
Yeah.
Follow the road round to the right, into that exit. Over.
Yes, got you.
I've not got a clue where he said.
Oh, he's here.
Across town, the helicopter and a police patrol are pursuing a suspicious car, which has refused to stop.
We'll just go and make our way in that general direction.
Left into the garage complex, where he's going to abandon.
To the end, to the post office, and do it right.
We're miles away.
99, that's 2 out of the vehicle onto the playing field. The driver's gone to the right, the other offender to the left.
If he's going to cross this open land, then in the car, there's very little we can do.
The driver runs across the field, thinking the darkness will hide him, but the helicopter's heat-seeking camera follows him.
That's where it comes into its own, the helicopter, because it can... If there was one person in the middle of all this open land, it would find him quite easily, because he would show up as a heat source in the middle of a field.
We're following the driver now.
Roger, we are monitoring, how much obliged, India 99.
The suspect decides to cut through several back gardens in an attempt to lose his pursuers.
If you ask patrols to go on to 89 as soon as possible, we have an offender on the camera.
Roger, can our patrols go on to 89, please?
Unfortunately for him, he's clearly visible to the helicopter.
Let's come over the garden this way.
Yeah.
And we may go over again and again, and we may not.
399, can you direct us, please?
The dogman needs to go right. The offender is at his immediate right.
The suspect has succeeded in giving the police dogs the slip, but the helicopter has no problem in tracking him. Confident that his escape route is unseen, the suspect appears to know exactly where he's heading. As he takes refuge inside the house, the helicopter guides the police on the ground to what turns out to be his own front door.
India 99, we have the offender we were chasing detained, over. If we could perhaps have a van, please, to the scene. It's on the main.
Back on more familiar ground, Steve and Phil are following a builder's van. An undercover police team have passed on information that it's a stolen vehicle. It's carrying a B registration number plate, but the tip-off is that the van is much newer than that.
What will have happened here is that at some stage B754REC, which we know to be a white Astra van because that's what it PNCs to, that will have existed, there's no doubting that. Now it will have been either scrapped because it was beyond repair, involved in an accident and being beyond repair, a whole host of things, reasons why it may have been taken off the road and not been repairable. Rather than just scrap it, somebody, possibly him for all we know, but somebody has taken, before the car's been crushed, has taken the number plates off it, front and rear, the vehicle identification number plates from the front slam panel, and kept those, and then gone out and stolen another white Astra van, in this case what we think to be a G-registered van. Put the number plates from the B-registered van onto the stolen vehicle, ground off the engine number, ground out the chassis number, and they then appear to have a legitimate white Astra van, which is B-registered, for which they have the registration document. But it's not. All they've got that's legitimate is the registration document, the number plates. The whole van and engine stolen.
Give me, mate. Got me?
Yeah. We just want to satisfy ourselves that it is in fact a 1984 or 85. Yeah, no, I'm sure you do. But we won't keep you any longer than is absolutely necessary, I can assure you.
We just bought it off. We just bought this
2 years ago.
Phil is joined by colleagues who look for evidence that the van's identity has in fact been changed.
Let me point out something to you just to begin with now. In the car there should be stamped into the floor there a chassis number here now, where you can see all that what appears to be filler.
Yeah.
Now clearly the number isn't there, is it?
I don't know anything about vehicles.
Right, okay, but I'm telling you that the flap there is designed so that it can be looked at quite sort of readily. It's gone. It's been filled in. And there's obviously,
tell me.
well, no, I'm just saying there's obviously a reason for that.
The chassis plates, which are on the front of the vehicle under the bonnet, they've been taken off and replaced. And the engine number, the latter few numbers have been ground off. The first part of the number's there, but the last few digits have been ground off, which all tends to suggest that this is a stolen vehicle on false plates.
Look at the bottom of the ashtray, I've taken it out now. There's an 88 there, which indicates the year 1988, and a small arrow which is pointing to the 7, which gives a rough sort of date of manufacture for this as July 1988, which put it on a G or an F.
F word, yeah,
An F.
Rich.
Be a late F possibly, or possibly an early G.
Somebody's lost the car in the first instance, haven't they? If it is a stolen.
Mr. Taylor,
That is what we're
let's point something else out to you now.
You can do what you want.
Right, well I'm going to. The ashtray, together with other bits and pieces in the van.
I don't know anything about
Well, no, you've got to listen to what I'm saying to you now. This is quite important. The year of manufacture here that's indicated is July 1988, which puts this as a G or F registered van, not a B registered van. It clearly isn't a B registered van in anybody's
How
eyes.
would we know that? You know,
Well, no.
go looking for things like
Well, if you're going to buy a car, strictly speaking, the responsibility to ensure that it is straight lies with you. Nobody else. Nobody else checks it for you, do they?
that. So you're trying to say I'm a criminal because I bought it?
No, I'm trying to say that certainly it needs looking into now.
You can do what you want.
All right.
I can tell you, I am going to piss off somebody, stole it, anything like that.
Well, no, I don't know that, do I? All I can tell you, what I do know is that the facts point towards this being a stolen van.
You can appreciate the position I'm in. I don't like being told by being police.
The van, maybe, I don't know.
I'm not sorry, I'm upset.
What you've come up with now, it sounds like it's robbed.
Well, how do you feel about the person that originally owned the G-registered van?
I understand that.
You know,
The thing is, I am against.
We're going to lose out.
If you understand it, I'm an innocent
He's bought it
person.
legit. He's bought the car legit. And
I have a very good reputation all over Urmston. I am, well, I'm going to say it, but I'm major contracts with insurance companies. Don't say and I don't want this on television. Because when you're going to look at television, there's a criminal there and we're using it.
They're saying that you're a person that's driving a possibly stolen van. I mean, as I said to him on the street, the sole responsibility for checking a car when you buy it lies with you. No one else is going to do it for you. And it's a simple thing to do. A lot of people just don't bother. And it then strikes me as being a bit too late in the day to say, oh, well, I didn't check this and I didn't check that. And, well, who else is going to check it? And if you went into a shop and he says he paid £1,700 for that, and we're going to part with £1,700 of your hard-earned money, would you check what it is that you're buying? Of course you would.
Back at the police garage, a specialist team begin the painstaking task of retrieving the true identity of Mr. Taylor's van.
It's been ground off. Bits of the trim inside, the shock absorbers on the hatch at the back, everything dates to about 1988. We need to be able to say that it's this particular car rather than it's a car that was made in 1988. That's no good to us. And hopefully these chaps will be able to tell us shortly.
This interview is being tape recorded and is being conducted at Stretford Police Station. I'm PCX 7439 Bebbington from the Tactical Vehicle Crime Unit. Okay, Mr. Taylor, I'd like to tell you at first that you're not under arrest. Okay? You're free to leave this police station at any time. If you wish, you can consult legal advice before I speak to you about this incident. Do you wish to do that?
No.
Can you remember when you bought that vehicle?
Yeah.
Can you remember what date it was?
No. Not exactly, no.
Can you remember who you bought it from?
How it came about is that I was told it was a van for sale.
Who told you?
Well, just various lads in the pub in Yates's wine bar.
That's going to be an echo there. That's going to be echo. Right. That. That's a 1, 4. You having another go, mate?
Yeah. I know the name of the lad.
You know the
well,
name of the
I don't know his. All I know his name is. I was told where the vehicle was. I met the chap at the at his waylay.
Can you remember the address?
No. No.
Well, lads has gone back now just to get the search on the computer, just to see how many white vans of this make and model there are currently outstanding stolen. And they can work back from there then, from the engine numbers, those and chassis numbers, see what they can match up to this one.
Oh, excellent. What's the engine number on it?
I sent the logbook up. It come back to me saying that they needed some more information, the Swansea. They sent back and said, as far as their records was concerned, that this car had been scrapped.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I remember that. It had been scrapped. Would I supply them with the chassis number? So I supplied them with the chassis number and where it was, sent that back, and they said it was okay and sent me that.
That'll do. Thanks a lot. Cheers, Chris. Where's he gone?
Go on.
Foxtrot 895 Golf Juliet Alpha, stolen 26th of May 1992.
This man's apparently sold you a scrap car.
The police later interviewed another man about the stolen van. He has since been charged with handling stolen goods and is awaiting trial. No charges were made against Mr. Taylor, but he lost the £1,700 he paid for the van, which was returned to its rightful owner. Back on the road, Steve and Phil are called out to help with Operation Beirut, a drugs raid in a neighbouring division.
We're going to Chigley Police Station, which is an area of Stockport, where the plainclothes officers there have got a target who's believed to be distributing drugs. They've got an idea of intelligence who's going to be leaving an address this evening to go and sell drugs in clubs and pubs in the Stockport area.
The main targets for this is what I call Adrian Tomlinson and Stephen Sampson. Tomlinson's vehicle is a red XRP.
In an attempt to catch the drug dealers in the act, the undercover officers will pose as ordinary customers in a pub and secretly radio out information. It will be Steve and Phil's job to follow the target's car after the drop has been made.
Also, while we're on the subject of the auto crime unit, a lady called TAS, they will be responsible in the circumstance of a vehicle pursuit taking place. No other uniformed or non-uniformed personnel will get involved in a pursuit situation with the exception of TAS.
The pub that we're interested in is the Harvester, which is about another 100 yards on the right-hand side. We'll pass it shortly. The lad that we're interested in is the driver and owner of a red Escort RS Turbo. He'll arrive, and shortly after he arrives, the kids here start dealing drugs, so he's obviously dropping off a substantial amount of drugs which are being dealt to the youngsters here. So what we're going to do now is park up out of the way, some distance away, and allow the lads from the plainclothes office who are keeping observations on the pub to watch what goes on, wait till he arrives, and they'll give us the shout.
As the undercover officers take their positions inside the pub, Phil and Steve plan their strategy for following the car and arresting the occupants.
The information suggests that he will still be carrying an amount of drugs. He won't drop everything off at the Harvester. If that's the case, and he feels that, the driver feels, they're fairly well concealed in the car, he may stop, thinking we're not going to find the drugs. Which is the reason that we propose to detain both him and the car for a drug search, so we can take the car to bits if necessary, and give it a good search.
Target vehicle.
The car's just arrived there now.
Yes, another vehicle. Team 1, Team 6. Team 6, go.
That's our other car.
Yep, target vehicle is in the car park at the rear of the hostelry.
The car's there now.
We'll let you know when it moves off.
We're going to leave here, speak with Terry in the other task car.
21.
Yeah, stand by, mate. We've got a vehicle coming our way.
Team 1 is just
Yeah, no.
ROP point.
It's on the move now, this car, so we're going to have to
Can I just turn that off?
try and locate it.
Get in his car now.
No.
Stand by.
A group of kids have gone to the back of the pub when this car arrived, and the car's now driven off.
On light green, up away from ROP.
Light green.
Where over?
Up light green, away from the OP.
Marple Road.
It's going towards Marple Road.
We've got to move off now. Bad direction, but we've got towards Marple Road. We haven't got sight of the vehicle. Trying to search for it.
What's the details of the vehicle? Just clarify.
Is it the vehicle as per the order?
Yeah, the target vehicle. It was a bad shout.
Yeah.
We're Marple Road now.
We're Marple Road vehicle.
There it is. Got it. Got the eyeball. The other way.
Johnny?
Come on.
Yeah.
Seen the target car, the red turbo.
Yeah, we've got eyeball on this now.
Yeah, where is it, mate?
Towards Documentry, Lisburn Lane.
Lisburn Lane.
There it is, just going up the hill. 3 vehicles in front.
Keep it coming, Bill. Catching you up now.
Yeah, continuing towards Documentry. Come on. With 3 vehicles behind it.
Just keep your eyes around the turn off. It's approaching the Hungry Horse, fella.
It's approaching the Hungry Horse for your information.
Still on Marple Road.
No, we're passing the junction of Lisburn now. Continuing Marple Road. Is that received?
Yes, that's received, thanks. Keep it coming, mate. We're slightly
Doing right.
Yeah, it's a right now. Stand by for a road name, please.
Fairway.
It's right onto the fairway.
Get his
Right
ETA
onto the fairway. Don't ETA, please, because we think it's possibly going to stop this car.
Wait, it's stopping.
We have to have it there, mate.
Stand by, mate.
We'll spin it here.
Johnny?
Yes?
Yeah, it's done a U-turn, fairway.
It's coming back out.
Back towards you.
But I don't want to take him on our own.
Yeah, it's done a U-turn.
Right, come on. He's going back the way he's come.
It's back the way it was travelling, Johnny. You got that? Back towards you.
Come on, mate. Stand by. Do you want to come up behind it and block it?
Yeah, we are. Go on.
Do you want to block it now?
Yes, go on.
Go on.
On the floor. All right. On the floor. Put your legs out.
Put these on you, alright?
No problem.
The 2 targets are held as Steve searches the car.
I was just looking in the vehicle now for anything drugs related.
You know,
Straighten your arms a little bit. They won't hurt.
I can't straighten my arms.
A sock full of drugs is found in the underpants of one of the targets. The drugs have been divided into small packets known as wraps, ready to be sold.
Produce these from his trousers, she's saying. On his sock.
It's an amount of cannabis, which he volunteered the fact that was in his underpants containing this sock. You were told, obviously, you were being detained for a drug search. Yeah? I'm going to tell you now that you're under arrest. He's saying if you don't use one, clearly.
Clearly not, I was off the next colour, right? Good result, boys. Cheers, Dave.
Okay, so see you later.
Right, look at that little star.
Smile.
Smile. Look happy.
Wait a minute. We've got technical problems here.
I'm going to need you, Phil.
You know anything about these?
Hey, empty.
Oh no.
Well,
I've got a rough idea. We're all between us.
The two men are brought to Cheadle-Hulme police station, where they'll be booked in and strip searched.
You left one first. Okay.
That was it for you.
They are kept apart to prevent them from talking to each other.
Hey?
Visual gentlemen, please.
Right, man. I think you're in there, right? So it's trouble.
This gentleman was driving the vehicle. For the time being, has been detained for a drug search with a view to arresting him for being concerned in the supply of a Class B controlled drug.
You understand why at the police station? Have you got anything to say at this stage? Okay. Is that the alarm, is it?
Can you retain those keys, Sarge? We're just going to search his car.
Yep. Should be charged or cautioned for the offence with which you've been arrested. I'll need your consent to take your fingerprints and your photograph. Consent? Yep. Yep. 7 crosses, 7 signatures, please. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
You got any gloves? Right, it's been searched in there, strip search, and we found another small wrap which was secreted down his underpants and between his legs. So we've got one small wrap which he says is for his own use. So obviously I just want some photos now because I'm not going to pick, with no disrespect to it, I'm not going to pick that up.
Where's the one in Cell 2?
Cell 2.
Oh, is that?
The said item. You say, have any gloves?
This extra fine is enough to charge Tomlinson.
Quantity of what he says is also cannabis has been found on his person, and he's subsequently been arrested for possessing a Class B controlled drug with intent to supply.
Where was it? Down his pants, yeah. You got anything to say about that?
Yeah, what, in contact with us?
Yes, you want us listening? Okay, no problems.
Okay.
Operation Beirut is now over for Steve and Phil.
13 hours. When did the overtime period finish? Early.
Not sure.
It didn't finish yesterday, did it?
No.
Oh, there was 13 hours, 15, 16, about 18 hours. It's going to be rafts.
Stephen Sampson has since been sent to prison for 3 months. Adrian Tomlinson has been sentenced to 18 months in prison.